this video is made for adult collectors because if anything, this really shows I need to upgrade my camera at some point. I just wish they weren't so bloody expensive. Okay, so I went to pick up my camera to put the memory card in to then stick it on the tripod, and then I was gonna put all of this away to clean up the desk to shoot this dude. But I actually picked up this camera and was like, wait, what? This feels weird, and then realized this is the toy. They both look the same, you'll see in a minute. Real-world transformers are something that I adore, as I've said in the Soundwave video, so long as both modes are good, obviously. But here they kind of knocked it out of the park on getting this one to look like an actual real-world object. Most of them end up like the tablet Soundwave or the cassette ram horn that I've somehow misplaced. I don't know where I put it, but where they look like real-world objects enough, but at a quick glance it tells you that they actually aren't. Canon Reflector, though, is like on point. It's crazy. This guy turns into a bloody Canon R5. Hang on. Let's just... Now you're looking through a Pixel 9 at a Canon Reflector next to my Canon Rebel SL2. Yes, I know, a lot of the camera nerds are gonna look at that and go, ew, that's so old. And yes, it is. I'll upgrade eventually once this dies. But yeah, it's so convincing. They are different cameras, but they look like they belong in the same family of products, even though one's a toy and the other is a functional piece of equipment. I just accidentally punched my desk. Just like a normal camera, you can detach the lens and you're stuck with the camera body. There is no sensor cover like a normal camera, but at least they sculpted in the square where the sensor would be. I kind of wish they had detailed that a bit more there though. I also dig how they painted the metallic ring and got all the screws in place. They also nailed the texture on the grips where you hold it and the top and the back, all the buttons. It's weirdly glossy in this section, but I do like all the details they packed into it, and while none of the buttons do press, they did at least make the important one pressable, the shutter button. And all the dials turn too, so that's fun. The screen can't pull out, which is like the only thing I don't like about this alt mode. It's a transformation thing, but I still wish it could. There's even all the IO covers all over the side of this and the battery compartment and a tripod mount. The lens is also super detailed. However, I kind of wish there was a rear lens cap, but they sculpted in the stabilizer switch, the autofocus switch, and the lens lock. Wait, hang on. Did they misspell the word stabilizer? Looking at all the stock images of the other versions, and it's spelled the same way as it is here on Reflector, but my actual lenses from Canon and, you know, the dictionary, this toy is misspelled. They're missing the I in the middle of stabilizer. I do like how they got the specs of the lens and the zoom all printed on it, though the zoom and focus rings don't do anything. That's because this has to split apart and become arms. The lens cap does come off, and the lens twists on like a normal camera, and bam, now you're ready to shoot nothing because it's not real. I still can't get over that spelling mistake. That's really funny. It's about 80% of the size of a real camera, apparently. So the lenses from my camera don't fit on this and vice versa. Now, it does do other things besides be a camera. It's a transformer after all, so let's get this thing transformed. My T-Spark Predicking was supposed to be here today and I was all excited, and then I remembered it's Good Friday because Easter weekend. So I'm not getting it till Monday. Anyways, let's make this guy a robot. Now, the arms are located all in here. You don't have to take this off. You don't have to do any of that. You can stay as a camera. I'm gonna take the lens cap off because it will fall off. This doesn't really attach super well. So a normal lens cap has these little plunger things that allow it to stay on. This doesn't do that because it's got a fold out handle for the shield mode. And so it just sort of uses this notch to stay in place. And every once in a while, like you saw when I was holding it like this, it just comes off. It does that. So we're gonna take that off. But you can leave the arms on. So the first thing to do is you have to take the entire right side of the camera and pull it out. And then now you can pull the screen out. And that's the thing. It's got this attached to it and it locks this into place. That's why you can't pull this out when you wanna like use it as a camera. However, they did sculpt in the border around the screen. So that's really cool. They did at least put some detail into here, even though you're not gonna be seeing it ever. But you fold that out and you swing the legs down and you bring this section around and then close that up, and that locks everything into place. Now we'll do the legs. So you take this entire assembly, you fold it down, fold these in, that'll lock those into place. Then you bring the feet, which are a different size each because of where they end up on the camera, and you bring that out, split the legs, and now you have a walking camera, if you'll stand up. Walking camera, there you go. That's a thing you can have. But once you've done that, you want to now work on the lens. So we'll open this section up and just bring it down. Then we're going to take the entire top part of the lens and swing it up. And you're gonna come back here to the viewfinder, bring that down, and that'll just sit back there for now. Now we're gonna focus on this bit. You wanna fillet this open, and then you want to separate it. You want to bend it forward so that these untab. You want to fold these sections in, and they'll tuck into place there. Then you bring this out on its own hinge. It's a little bit of a floppy mess right now, but you bring this section down and over top of the camera that reveals the head, and it will click into place. You have to make sure it clicks into place, otherwise this will not sit over top of this. And the first time getting that clicked into place was really difficult, so it wasn't working properly for me, but now I have it. So you can just bring that up and that will snap over top of there. Then you peg the shoulders into the side of the camera body. You wanna open this section up, bring out the fist, open this section up, bring out the fist, close that up, and then you accordion the lens in. And then these just kind of, I wish these folded away more, but they just kind of sit at the back there. But there he is. That's Reflector, all done, all in robot mode. Almost said camera mode. I actually never tried. Does a regular lens cap? No, this particular lens cap doesn't fit on this lens. I don't own this actual lens, but yeah, well, you can put his lens cap back on, and he can proudly rep $1 billion company on the front of his chest. That'll get you nothing. That is a robot with a camera on its chest. I do wish some of the camera parts carried over into like the arms and the shins, but it's still a really cool thing. And big. I wasn't expecting this to be as large as it is, but it looks and feels nice. The plastic feels fine for the most part, but the joint tolerances could be a bit better. They aren't like loose, but they're a wee bit looser than I would like them to be. Even if I wish there was more camera on the arms, I do like the paint and the details sculpted in, especially the green on the shoulders. That looks so crisp. The head is tiny. Oh my God. It's so small, but it's a great head sculpt. I honestly would have preferred the Optimus version, but beggars can't be choosers. This was super cheap, so I'm okay with that. The lens cap can become a that's how you say that sentence. Let's start that over. Wow. The lens cap can become a shield, and he has this gold thing. I don't know what this is, but he can bling out if you can peg it into his lens, so that's cool. He also comes with a smaller version of himself. Haha, funny playing with himself joke or something. Going back to a point I made earlier, this thing is massive. Like, I was expecting this to be Voyager at best, but it's like modern leader height, and it's extremely wide and dense. It's a brick. It's a chunky dude. You can put the lens cap back on the chest if you want to store it. It's a little annoying to get on there though. Articulation is fine. It's modern in some places and not modern in others, but like functionally it makes sense. So it's like a couple figures we've looked at fairly recently where the upper body is really modern and then the lower body isn't. And when I mean modern, I mean like, okay, Taki just fell over. I mean like this guy, right? This guy's pretty good standard for Voyager articulation. Like if he has less than him, then there's a problem. And yeah, this has less. The head is on a ball joint. You don't get that much tilt, but you get some nice rotation and you get a really good up. Like that's a very good up. And they did fly in the show, so that works. These shoulders, they can do a full 360, but these do get in the way and they don't move out of the way. So the shoulders really only go that far forward and that far back. They can go out that far. You have bicep rotation. It's unpegged itself. It usually doesn't do that. They're very solid connections. They're actually really hard to take off when you're going into alt mode, but you do get over 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. The wrists are on a ball joint, so you get some wiggle, you can get some rotation, and then the thumb can open. It's got a 3-finger trigger finger split, but only one knuckle, so one point of articulation there, and you can see the ball joint. You can fold the hands like this if you want to. Due to how this entire sliding mechanism works, where it goes up and in, the attachment point for the waist is actually on this side, meaning there is no waist joint. So there's no central pivot for it to spin. It's on the left. So there's no waist. The hips, they can very soft detent forward and very soft detent back. You've got full splits. You can do a thigh rotation. You have 90 degrees of bend at the knee with some nice exposed like piping detail, but it cuts off right here, which is just weird. I kind of wish it continued. That gap looks a bit gnarly. And then no ankle tilt. The feet can go down, but no ankle tilt, so it doesn't break up the sculpt, I guess, in camera mode. But yeah, he doesn't have that. So he is pretty posable. It's just you can get the upper body looking really good, but then the lower body can only really do this to make him stand, but it can only really do that, and it's kind of annoying. Again, I bought this for the camera mode, and he's gonna stay in camera mode, but it is a little bit of a bummer that the lower body doesn't do as much as I would have hoped it did, especially for the asking price they wanted for this thing. I really like this a lot, but goddamn is it expensive. It's like 250 to 280 Canadian dollars, which is not worth it in the slightest, like at all. Don't pay that much. I got this for $90 Canadian, surprisingly. I don't know if you'd be able to find it for that cheap in a lot of places. If you can, though, I would recommend getting it for sure. Like 150 is probably the max I would pay for this in Canadian dollars. But the retail price, way too high. It's really cool, but that's just too much. But that's my look at Canon Reflector. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. There we go. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.